Okay, so knocking out another division preview here. The Central Division is up. I'm watching the Bulls right now, so maybe a little bit of insight into why I am picking them first. Derrick Rose, he's back. Despite the opening play turnover, he's looked okay so far in this game, and it's good. It's for the Bulls. It's probably good to have him back. He gives them a scoring threat they did not have last year, and they're still a great defensive team. And he gives them a little bit more scoring than they had last year. Shooting guard, they have Jimmy Butler. I think he's in for a breakout year a little bit. Last year he did okay, but this year I think he'll continue to improve and he'll fit in nicely with the rest of the Bulls lineup. Luol Deng is he's a very underrated player. He's very good defensively, very good offensively, very well-rounded player that goes unnoticed a lot. So that's good for the Bulls that he goes unnoticed, and I'm sure they want it to stay that way. Carlos Boozer, he'll continue to pick up double-doubles. He'll knock in 10 points. He'll get 10 rebounds a lot. He's just a very solid power forward. And, of course, they have Joakim Noah, who had a fantastic season last year, and he should be able to continue that this year. And just completes a very, very, very well-rounded starting lineup for the Bulls. Their sixth man is Taj Gibson, and he's a guy who could put up double-double numbers if he was starting. He'll probably put up some double-doubles even as the sixth man. So this is just a very, very good team, very good defensively, great coach in Tom Thibodeau. Really is going to compete with the Heat for Eastern Conference title. Second, I have the Indiana Pacers. Really gave the Heat a run for their money last year, but really not as well built of a team as many think. George Hill, he's a good point guard, and Lance Stevenson is solid at shooting guard. And power forward, they have David West, and he's solid too. He needs to keep up what he did last year, but this isn't a team that is as stacked as the Bulls and the Heat. This is a team that just finds ways to win games. Obviously, it helps to have Paul George and Roy Hibbert. Those guys are both fantastic. Hibbert had a case for Defensive Player of the Year last year. So those guys are going to continue to be fantastic and develop a little bit more. But the Pacers just aren't as stacked as the Bulls. And at sixth man, they have C.J. Watson. He needs to do a little bit more passing, but other than that, the Pacers are a really solid team. It's just there's a very, very good team in front of them. Third, I have the Pistons. This is a team that made some moves in the offseason. They have a very good front court with Josh Smith, Greg Monroe, and Andre Drummond. Maybe the best front court in the league. Smith is a great addition. He does a little bit of everything defensively, offensively. Greg Monroe, he's a double-double guy. Andre Drummond, double-double guy. Just very, very solid down low. And their backcourt isn't terrible. Will Bynum, Rodney Stuckey, Chauncey Billups. Those guys are all very solid players. But they're going to need to really step up if the Pistons want to make the playoffs and continue to improve and really capitalize on the addition of Josh Smith. Obviously, the front office thinks they can win this year with him, and so let's see if the Pistons can actually prove the front office correct. Fourth, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a young, up-and-coming team. Obviously, Kyrie Irving is fantastic, but he does need to stay on the court. That's been a problem for him his first couple of years, but he's one of the best point guards in the league when he's on the court. And he'll team up with the very solid big men down low, Tristan Thompson, Anthony Bennett, Anderson Varejao. All those guys could be in for great seasons. And that will help Kyrie Irving up top. Tristan Thompson, he'll be a double-double player. Anderson Varejao, he was great before he got injured last year. Anthony Bennett, the rookie, I think he'll be very solid. So I think that'll help this team. Then they have two very athletic wings. Dion Waiters, I'm waiting for him to develop a little bit, but he should have a decent year. And Earl Clark is a very athletic small forward. That'll help the Cavaliers really get running and have a higher paced offense, and he's also pretty solid defensively. Rounding out the division is the Milwaukee Bucks. Brandon Knight is probably their best player, and that kind of spells trouble for the Bucks. He needs to really live up to his potential for the Bucks to have any success this year. They also have O.J. Mayo, and he's been really inconsistent. Caron Butler at this point is just some veteran help at this point in his career. They have Ilyasova, who's injured going into the season. Larry Sanders is mediocre at best, and Luke Ridnour is just a journeyman point guard, backup point guard. So this team doesn't have a lot of talent, so I don't expect a lot from them this year, but they'll probably be right in the middle of the Eastern Conference, probably 9th, 10th position, barely missing the playoffs, but I don't expect them to go 500 this year. That's it for the Central Division. I'll try to get the last division preview up tonight, and I'm going to continue watching this Heat Bulls game. It looks like the Heat have taken the lead. So that's it for me. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my blog. You know what's up.